Yo, what's up, everyone? Hope you guys are doing well. You may have noticed something's a little different. I'm currently not at home right now, currently on travels throughout the weekend, but I just needed to crank out another video regarding about the added heroes for honor duels. I'm playing honor duels a little bit along the side for the weekend, and uh, I wanted to, or I have some thoughts regarding about the added heroes for the Lightbearer side, the Wilder side, and also the Mauler side of things. So let me get into it, starting off with Walker replacing Corin. Personally, I like Walker. He is a rogue. He has the same attack range as Corin. Um, Upside is that he has a lot more crowd control. For those who don't know, his ultimate is he brings out his six shooter and stuns anyone in front of him, prioritizing targets who are not previously stunned. However, it doesn't do too much damage. It does stun them for 2 seconds, which can be very significant. He's very good when paired with a Cassidy, a Tamesia, a Lucius. Um, some downsides are that he's not as mobile as Corrin, definitely a lot less defensive as Corrin, whereas Corrin can provide a shield. Uh, so Walker is definitely a one-track mind rogue. That being, he marks a target with a bounty, meaning that the enemy hero who does the most damage after 10 seconds at the start of a match, he just beelines towards that hero, uh, ignoring everything else. So, plus pros and cons to the hero, I would say, but um, I believe that Walker is still a great addition, especially uh, when replacing Corrin. Just forgot his name for just a second. Um, he is a he has a very slow movement speed, so I guess that's why his name is Walker. But I think overall, like Bear side is has gained a buff overall when replacing Corn for Walker. Now, the next hero that has been added to the Wilder side is Florbell replacing Aeron. Originally, I thought that this would have been a rather massive nerf to the Wilder team, as he is the bread and butter to the Wilder, sucking everyone in. Parissa blows everyone up, Granny locking them down. I really did thought this would kind of cripple the entire team. However, with the addition of Floribel, it does seem like Floribel has found the right place in terms of the wilder, more of like an AoE comp. Whenever she ultimates, she summons these three of her sprites to slam this hammer down, causing uh, rather decently long knockdown to the enemy team, and it comes out pretty fast. And she is also a ranged unit. I believe her range is 6, which is longer than most mages and archers. Overall, I think that this is a good sidestep rather than a nerf to the Wilder team. I think that with the addition of Floribel replacing Aaron, it's not all reliant on Aaron getting his ultimate off or him surviving to get multiple ultimates off. This has more flexibility, at least for the Wilder team, as far as after a day and a half of playing Honor Duel. Now, the next one on the list is rather surprising to me, I would say. It is Rise or Riz. I'm just going to call him Rise, replacing Satrana. Um, I had a love-hate relationship with Satrana in the past or in the previous past, just because I did find her a bit useful when facing off against the Wilder team because they heal so much that Satrana was able to reduce that healing done for the enemy heroes. And she is a pretty decent controller as well with her ultimate, where she charms enemy heroes to attack her while she goes into an invulnerable state. So kind of like a love-hate relationship. She doesn't do too much damage. She's kind of low HP, low defense as well. So she's easily bursted down. Um, but once you build her up a certain once you build her up enough, she does get rather tanky and rather annoying to take down as well. However, with her being replaced with Rise, oh my God, Rise has such it's been such a surprise to the entire meta. What a refreshing take to the entire Mauler team. I've been trying to go Mauler every single round, and I haven't been able to make my team succeed in a way, just because it's kind of challenging, at least for my play style, and getting a consistent team for Mauler to work on. However, every single round that I was able to build Rise up, he has been doing the most damage on the Mauler team, surprisingly. For those who don't know, he does have a range of six, which is which is farther than the above range of both archers and mages. Yeah, he runs around the battlefield trying to escape everyone, just shooting his cannon or his gun, and it just the sound effect is so crisp. The visuals are so crisp, especially when he gets the killing blow. It just he shoots his cannonball out, hits someone, the ball explodes, and everything just kind of slows down. It just looks pretty cool. Yeah, I was very surprised by this addition to the Mauler team and Honor Duels as well. Highly recommend anyone playing Honor Duel try Rise when they want to build a Mauler team, or not even at all. That's your choice. Straight up a buff, in my opinion, when replacing Citrana. Now for the last replacement, Coco replacing Shakir. Um, I was actually initially a little bit sad to see Shakir go just because I know how big of a carry he can be. Um, Once you get him to snowball just like Seth, he just takes over the entire map. Once he gets his ultimate off, he just kind of goes loose. Uh, yeah, I think that with the replacement of Coco, um, it's been such a breath of fresh air alongside with Rise as well because Coco does heal just a little bit, but where she truly shines is her ultimate, where the entire team gets damage reduction by 55% and gains life steal at on top of that as well, with a little bit of attack increase in attack damage. Yeah, there are so many fights where I survived with that damage reduction. It's actually kind of crazy and insane. Um, Surprisingly, she is also fairly tanky. I've actually thrown her in front of Sylvina as a Sylvina target whenever, if I wasn't able to put another tank for Sylvina to jump on. Um, she survives fairly well, surprisingly, and yeah, I think this is another massive buff to Maulers for Honor Duel. Um, yeah, I think with the introduction of Rise and Coco, Mauler has definitely jumped up in the ranks for me personally. I think that in the previous patch, without the addition of Rise and Coco, Mauler was definitely the weaker faction for Honor Duel. With this, they have definitely jumped up the ranks, in my personal opinion. And so, with that, I want to provide a kind of like a quick overview of the pros and cons that each faction has received for those who have received new heroes. I still believe that Graveborn is the top pick, at least for me personally, but to each their own. So, starting off with the Lightbearer side, I would say the pro is they have gained more crowd control potential while losing the defense potential, uh, just because Corrin was able to jump around, shielding your units, uh, providing a little bit of damage and also a little bit of crowd control as well. Uh, with Walker, you're able to massively control the enemy team if they line up properly. There has been instances where I face off against an enemy team where it would just be Cassidy casts her wave to ultimate them together. Uh, then Tamesia would just kind of be that disruptor in the back line, and from the back line to the front line, from the front line to the back line. Walker would just control them for about 2 seconds, where Lucius obviously just shields everyone else, and then Muriel coming in with the big ultimate. Uh, this strategy has been working out pretty well for me. However, I do think that if you're not able to control the enemy team, Walker does tend to just go headstrong towards the unit that does the most damage. It can throw off your entire team, so take that as you will. Now for the Wilder side, Florvel replacing Aeron, I think that it's more like a side grade. Not everything's reliant on Aeron getting his ultimate off. It's kind of more split like amongst the rest of your team. So let's just say you have a Parissa or Arden or even Byron out on the field. They are able to kind of protect Floribel if you place them correctly, or in a more strategic position. There, Floribel can just summon her little sprites to do the damage. Have them tank some of the damage and tank some of the enemy heroes, while your backline mages just start to build up their ultimate to eventually blow them up. So that's why I think it's still a side grade. On top of that, there is an artifact in the game, the Swifty book, I believe that is called, where it teleports the farthest enemy hero to your location and stunning them for about 1.5 seconds. That's kind of like a mini Aeron ult, just one by one. So eventually you'll be able to draw them in uh, to the middle of your team, get them all together, and then Granny ults and locks them down. It's pretty much the same thing, I would say, without the risk of your Aeron dying. Um, yeah, I do believe that this is a side grade, maybe even a slight buff to the Wilder team. And finally, for the Mauler team, 100% buff. 100% buff. There is no rhyme or reason not to think that having Rise and Coco on the team, replacing Satrana and Shakir, was a nerf to the entire team. They have put Mauler on the map. They are doing so much damage. They are doing so much damage reduction. It is insane. Along the side where Maulers did get a buff on Tundra with 10% damage reduction, and also Brutus having 5% more damage. However, don't I need to test out Brutus a little bit. Odie, however, is doing quite amazing, surprisingly, with his attack speed buff. I still need to do a little bit more testing on that half first, but I was just more excited on playing Rise with his cannon, and having Coco on the team was so fun to be had. But yeah, I think those are my final thoughts for Honor Duels. I will update you guys whenever I find something different, or if there are any hot fixes, I will let you guys know. Until then, please like, comment, and subscribe, and check me out on twitch.tv/DLJinzo on weekdays in the mornings, 11, typically around 11 a.m. at PST time. Well, until then, hope you guys take care. Bye bye.